Hello, everybody, and welcome to Music Industry Insights Worldwide. Today, we've got a wonderful guest, Michael, with us. Hi, Michael. How are you?
How are you? I appreciate you having me on the show. Thanks so
Oh,
much.
absolute pleasure. Thank you for coming along, sharing your story with the guests. Do you want to tell them a little bit more about yourself, where you're from, and what you do?
Sure. I'm living in San Diego now. It's beautiful out here,
Lovely.
and I'm an artist. I'm an independent artist. Um, I think, like a lot of independent artists, it's a slippery slope. It's not so easy, but I've had a pretty good journey so far. Pretty good success at certain things, and other things I'm working at.
Yeah,
But it's been an interesting journey so far.
great. It's lovely to hear that you're so inspirational and dedicated to your work. So, how long have you been doing this for, Michael, and how did you get into music?
Well, I've always been into music as a kid. I mean, like a lot of people, you listen to the radio, you listen to your favorite artists, and you dream. You go to concerts, right?
Yeah,
You think, could it be me?
the bug. Absolutely. Yes.
I mean, I think everybody that has ever done anything, like whether you're a dancer or an artist or what, I think they project themselves one day, maybe being that person, you know.
Affirm it. Yeah, you've got to affirm it in your mind.
And that kind of did it for me. I used to go to concerts, and maybe that could be me one day. And so music's been part of my life, but I really had the opportunity about 2021. I had a pretty bad accident, and that accident kind of threw me into uh, actually doing this full time.
Okay, I'm
So
sorry.
that was pretty interesting as a journey. But I really like it, and music is wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And it also helps you to heal. So, was you an independent artist? Have you always been an independent artist? Or did you?
I've always been an independent artist. We are kind of talking now to record companies to sort of, because being an independent artist is not easy.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the rules have changed for independent artists.
Changing.
So, if it would be better, I think at this point to probably link up with something bigger.
Absolutely. And how do you find your income streams? Because they've really diminished with streaming and,
You're
so
right. I mean, it's really, you're right. It's really tough. I mean, Spotify doesn't pay much, and YouTube and all the rest of it. So it's been quite it's a battle, how do you make money?
and
Most of the, yeah,
yeah, absolutely. But also understand how to be ahead of the curve or what's next, or, how to be on something before it actually takes off can always be an advantage, can't it?
it can be. We're thinking about touring next year.
Okay.
So that's going to maybe, change the dynamics a little bit, and that's kind of interesting because that might be a different path for me to take. So that's kind of on the table now. We're thinking about doing that, probably starting in
Yeah.
February, probably March.
Okay, cool. And you've got a single coming out as well, is that right?
A single just was released called You Me in Miami. That actually hit number 29 yesterday on the,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, the
Ah,
adult contemporary. So on the hot AC chart, actually. So, I mean, that's a pretty big thing, you
yeah,
know? And I was pretty excited, when you see other people's names that are, mega,
yeah.
and then yours, that's pretty surreal. Like I said, when I was a kid, I used to dream of these, Billboard's always been the kind of the thing,
Yeah.
So it's pretty exciting, but I never really jump up and down too much,
But, you should be proud of yourself, and that's a really good place to be, So you can only go up from there, right? So
You hope.
yeah, well, you've got to stay positive. So fingers crossed
Sure.
too. So what kind of challenges and barriers being an independent artist do you face at the moment, and what are the struggles?
Well, the biggest challenge we face is really with Spotify
Hmm.
because they seem to have it.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it seems that they become the measuring stick, if you will, the barometer, the thermometer
yeah,
for everything now. I mean, it's all Spotify, Spotify, Spotify. So without those streams and without the monthly listeners, it's pretty tough. I've had three Billboard hits this year.
oh, congratulations.
A lot of views on the video. I think a million something, and on the second video, the same thing. But yet, if you don't have the Spotify streams and you don't have that, it's a very tough go, as they say.
And I do know there's some tools that you can use to kind of track your progress, like chart metrics. And they actually use a lot of the metrics off the social media platforms to see where you're developing, where you're growing, and where your audience is. Do you find that quite useful?
We do. I mean, I have a team, it's not just me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, they're checking that all the time. The interesting thing about music and business is the creative aspect
Yeah.
and then the business. And
Yes.
they seem to be almost diametrically opposed to one another.
Absolutely are. Yeah. I know.
You know, I'm sure you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You try to be an artist and be creative, and then you got to talk business.
Yeah. All the
And
time.
and they seem to be at odds often with one another. Because sometimes I'll just spend one day in just talking business.
Well, you're lucky you've got a team. I have to do everything by myself. So, I've got to do all the different hats and obviously network and turn up to award shows and then do all these kind of podcasts and interviews. So I think it's a good all-round skill. It's a lot of different skills, but it gives you some all-round good knowledge, for the future for sure.
Yeah, and that's a good point because you're right. You wear all the hats,
Yes.
and I ultimately though I have to make the decisions,
Hmm.
and sometimes it's not so easy to say we're going to go that way. That we're going to sail the ship that way.
Well,
And,
yeah.
and but in your case, you do it.
You're lucky because you've already established yourself. I think now it's a lot harder for artists that are just coming up and coming artists because there's so much competition, there's so much noise, there's little money to make. And if you're not making much money, you can't pay your team. You see where I'm coming from?
100%. And that's a good word. There's a lot of noise.
Yes.
There, there really is.
Fine.
And it's coming at you from so many sides.
Yeah.
It's, I think the most difficult thing to do as an artist or in business, and because they seem to be the same thing,
Yes. Yeah.
is staying the course, keeping the ship going straight
Yeah.
because you can get blown off course
Great
as,
advice.
as you as your ship goes down the river, so to speak.
Great advice. I also think consistency helps as well. So it can be quite demanding and fast paced. Does that affect you and how you feel about yourself, your mental health and stuff like that? How do you manage?
Well, yeah. I mean, being very forthcoming. There are days when I'm like, this is a tough climb.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure you do the same.
Yeah, of course I do. I'm a human being.
I wouldn't be human if I didn't. I mean, sometimes I lay down and go, man, this is really overwhelming, and I
Um,
have to take a breather from it because I'm doing something all the time, probably like yourself.
yeah,
You're always working at it or
yeah,
thinking about it. I
absolutely.
mean, your brain's going all the time.
Yeah, I think,
Mine too.
it is great because you're creative and you can make stuff and that helps. But I think it's more of the people facing stuff. Sometimes there can be a lot of rejection, a lot of no's, but it's also very demanding as well. So you've got to balance it, haven't you? And have your own time as well.
Yeah, I do. Uh, the no or the negativity is tough.
Yeah.
However, if I always say this to my friends, nobody throws a rock at a parked car.
Mm.
So you must be moving if people are telling you negative things.
Yeah, I would say sometimes I don't even take it personally, but I think if I'm still growing, maybe it's meant to be. And I'm very a big believer of fate. So if it's not now, maybe it's just not right at this time, or it's just not with that person. But again, staying positive and dedicated to what I love.
I think consistency
Yeah,
is the key.
yeah,
Sometimes just showing up. So I remember back in college, the professor would say, just show up. And you're bound to get a C just for showing up.
great advice.
So if you kind of just show up every day and
Yeah,
do something, you're way ahead of most people. Most people don't even show up.
thank you. Yeah, that's
So yeah, I mean, I kind of show up every day. I try to at least write something every. I try. I mean, I'm not saying every day, but a lot of days I'm just staying As I said, I'm holding on to the wheel.
yes,
You
you've got to be in control of this. And I'm sure you've got it anyway, because it sounds like you're doing some great stuff, Michael. And thank you for sharing this with us, because it means a lot to the listeners.
Yeah.
And obviously, what's going on where you're based at the moment in America? Tell us a little bit more about the music scene, what's going on, what's more up and coming stuff for you.
Great question. The music scene here has changed over the years.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it used to be basically LA, New York, and Nashville has become a mega hub. But really, not just, I see it all over the country. I was in Miami about 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and there's a big music scene there too, if you've been.
My
Don't know.
family's there actually, very
Oh,
big.
is that right?
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
I mean, there's a big music scene in Miami. Austin, Texas has grown like crazy into a music scene.
Yeah.
So the music has really sprawled all over the country because of the technology.
And also the conferences like South by Southwest is in Austin. You've got the songwriters down there. Then you've got New York, which is a great hub for diversity and inclusion.
Absolutely. I mean, New York has always been the leader in so many things. I mean, I grew up in New York as a kid.
Okay, cool.
So, I mean, I know the city, I still call it the city. I mean, the city is still, the city. I mean, it always will be.
Yeah.
It's got a pulse, it's thing. But the music scene has changed because of also technology. I can cut a demo and then send it to somebody in Nashville and
Get it back within the same day, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really incredible. And then we can say change this or do that. And I mean, I cut my first song with Kent Wells, who produced Dolly Parton and Steven Tyler and a bunch of famous people. I did the first track with him in Nashville, but we bounced that back and forth.
Awesome.
So that was pretty.
Right now, like we're able to do loads with technology. So there's also AI that's coming out at the moment. What's your thoughts and feelings as you're an artist and a creative around it?
You really put me on the spot. AI is here to stay.
Yes.
And I actually began figuring it out.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped fighting it. And at first I was like, no, I'm gonna, it's like I didn't use emojis for a long time either.
Uh-huh.
And now I use emojis. I told my friends I'd never use emojis, and now I'm sending them all emojis. So that they think it's funny. But AI is the same thing. It's here to stay. I think if you use it correctly and use it as a tool if you just rely on it, for example, on this coming Saturday, they're coming to shoot me at my house here, 360, and our next video is going to be AI.
Lovely. Okay.
So they
a lot of money, right?
Yeah, and he saved a ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
My other video, I went to Miami. It was triple the cost. You have to stay in a hotel. You got to fly there. You got to get the crew there. It's a lot. Yeah. Plus, you're there for a week and a half, all the downtime. Here, they just shoot me 360, and that's the end of it.
Oh, nice and convenient, and it's low cost.
I think you can do videos for very, very small money now. If you ever need an AI guy, let me know.
Oh, I would love to find out more, because I think this is a really important part of it now, is getting hold of this technology, knowing how to use it, so you can implement that into your work and keep the costs as low as possible.
Absolutely. You couldn't have said it better. You have to, look, things are changing.
Yeah.
And you have to change with them. You can't be stuck in, even 5 years ago, it wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
music's heavily reliant on technology. And I was thinking about this because when I first started in music, it was Napster. And then obviously we've got AI, and then we've had downloads and file sharing, streaming. Technology's always had a massive impact on music, actually.
Absolutely. That's a great part. I remember when Napster too, it seemed so like you could actually get something over the air.
Right? Just click a button, it was yours.
Click a button, it was free at the time too, I think.
Yeah,
right?
It was. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was free. And then all of that started, and it's just ramped up from there. Now we're doing this AI.
Yeah.
And Chat GPT and right.
Use it in the right ways as a tool to supplement the work you're doing and keep it smart, then yeah, I'm all for that. But when
me too.
Songs and AI generated tracks, I'm not too keen on that one.
I agree 100%. As long as I think if you keep I said, listen, you have to keep the integrity. Don't turn me into Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Right. Or put me in a Superman cape. Yeah, I don't really want that. At least I don't think so.
Thank you so much. No, it's funny, and it's good to have a laugh on here as well, because it's not serious. You know what I mean?
No, I could look, guys. Let's try that Superman cape on.
I can actually imagine you in one of your music videos with a Superman cape on. Actually, that'd be quite fun.
We're actually, for the new video, I said let's throw out the kitchen sink. Let's try some different ideas since we can do AI.
Uh-huh.
You know, an interesting thing about AI, the guy said to me, he did a video with a woman holding an umbrella, and it was raining under the umbrella, but nowhere else. I
Okay.
mean, it basically, he said, whatever you can think, we can do.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds awesome because it does make it more visual and it's kind of unique then, isn't it, in its own way? The visuals are really unique and I like that. I like being
As
different.
long as it stays not too avatar. So
Yeah, real and authentic. It looks
yeah, yeah, yeah. So we're gonna try. We're gonna give it a shot.
good. Well, I'll look out for the video actually once you've done it. So yeah,
Thank
keep
you.
us posted, please.
I will. I will.
And what would you like to see in the music industry improve over the next couple of years?
It would be nice if independent artists could have more of a crack at things.
Hmm.
It would be nice. It would be nice if they sort of expanded that out and they did more for them in terms of, especially Spotify. That's a tough nut. You know, they don't even get paid for less than 1,000 streams anymore. That all that went away.
Yeah.
So I mean, and everyone, it seems like there's a lot of complaining about it, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
So it would be nice if that were to be improved.
Absolutely.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
And, you know, just in general, the music, the quality of music, try to keep that up would be nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Always got to be about good and quality music for sure.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the major artists get paid way more than the independents on Spotify and streaming platforms. So again, making it fair for artists, you know, even independent artists, because they don't get a slice of the pie that's as big as what you would on a major label.
Absolutely. And I think the problem is that if they're not making money, they can't really continue.
Not sustainable, is it? This is the
It's not, that's it. That's the word. It's not sustainable. I mean, I have several friends that are smaller artists and they go out and they tour
yeah.
and they make it, but they just make it.
And it's a lot of hard work as well, because you've got to do the live, the touring, the merch, you know, meeting people, the meet and greets. It's full on, then the interviews, the radio shows. So I think, you know, all this stuff sets me up in a good standing. But I know I
Yeah.
can do more, right?
And you know, the funny thing about travel is
Mhm.
most people think traveling's glamorous. It's not.
Oh, no, it's not.
It's very hard, and it's hotels, and you're traveling. It's not home. You're not
Yeah.
you're not partying. It's not like you're out in Las Vegas or something. You
No,
know,
every time I go somewhere, it's really funny because I do these conferences because I do quite a few around the world, and I'm in a hotel. I'm often by myself. I'm not around my friends, but I'm networking, so that's a good thing. But I don't generally get to sightsee or go around and see the place itself because I'm too busy. I haven't got time for that.
that was really interesting. When I was in Miami shooting the video,
Yeah.
we would get it was pouring rain. First of all, it was pouring rain. I mean, torrential rain. And we were waiting for breaks in the rain. We have umbrellas. And by the end of the 7 or 8 hours, because you're waiting for an hour just to, I'm back to my hotel room. So I'm like, I'm out, time of your life, kid,
You're singing in the rain, as they would say.
It wasn't that at all. I thought, where's Miami? What happened here?
Oh, bless you. Well, yeah, it sounds like you had a good time anyway. And you got a
I did.
music video. So yeah,
I really did. I love Miami. It's a great town.
it's a lovely place.
I mean, I was down at South Beach and all around the place in Coconut Grove. It's a nice place, but it would have been nice if I had a little more time.
Yeah,
To free time.
but you're working, so there is no time, is it? It's all come on, chop chop, gotta get it done.
It never is. It's funny thing about this business. You're either in it like business. You're either in it or you're not.
Yes.
There's no part time.
No. Day off, I'm doing 7 days a week.
It's true.
I don't know how to do it half the time. Then I've got mornings, I get up early in the morning, and sometimes I'm not getting in till like 2 o'clock in the morning. And then I'm starting again in the morning. I'm just like, oh my goodness. But yeah, that's just the music biz for you. I love it. I wouldn't do anything else.
I wouldn't either. As much as sometimes I go, boy, it was still. I remember commenting to like the director. I said, "This is still a great way to spend your life."
Absolutely. If it's your passion, it doesn't even feel like a job. It actually feels like you're just having fun. And
You're right. It did. It felt like fun, and this is still a wonderful way to have a day.
good. So tell us about some of your major wins and successes, across your musical career. Tell us some more about that.
Well, being on Billboard was like the first hit was
In that up on the wow.
that was a big, and hearing my song on the radio for the first time.
Mhm.
you know, when the disc jockey says your name and then it plays the record, and or the record before it is a mega hit and then it's you. That was, you know, pretty surreal.
Do you sound different on the radio when you actually hear it? What does that feel?
It's almost like it's someone else.
Okay.
It's like that's not me.
It is
It's
you
like,
though. That's,
although it is, but it's
yeah,
like I'm listening to somebody else and they're talking about someone else. It's kind of like
it's,
it's a little strange the way it hits you. It's like it doesn't sound like me.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It must be a cool feeling to have that.
It is, but you know, like I said, I never jump up and down because I'm always thinking of the next one and how do we get to the next hurdle.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of look at it like this. It's 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 a series of hurdles you jump, and it's like a race, and you're always jumping another hurdle.
Absolutely. You've always got to think of the next hurdle before you've even got to it.
And maybe one hurdle, maybe there's 4 or 5 in a row, you jump, and then maybe there's one way down the road, but there's another one coming. And you always think maybe there's no more hurdles, but there's another one coming.
Yeah, there's always another hurdle.
Always.
Always. Absolutely. Those for sure. And it keeps it exciting as well, doesn't it?
It is exciting. When you have to live for those little moments, like this, the other night they called me up and said, "You're number 29."
Yeah.
I went, yes, for a minute or two because I broke the top 30. That's pretty good.
Well, listen, I'll be jumping on the rooftops if that was me. I'm telling you that. Great stuff. Never, never put yourself down. You should give yourself credit where it's due. Absolutely.
But you know, after a while, you'd say it's great, but you keep it grounded.
Granted, and you've got to do better next time.
Because I've had those moments of the highs because then the lows come.
Oh yeah, I get that a lot. How do you deal with that? Actually, that's a great one. There's lots of
Uh, well, how I used like it used to be was I would get high and then you know the crash, right? But now I just go, okay, this is like when he called up the other night and he said you're number 29. I went, great, it's wonderful. I didn't, you know, do a gorilla dance or something, jump up and down, right? I just went, okay, it's great. We have more work to do.
good advice and great experience that you've got there.
I think you have to stay.
Grounded.
They call it middle, like the expression they use. A middle. You got to kind of keep it middle. Otherwise, I think you get you get the ups and downs, the highs and lows.
Absolutely. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I didn't think of it like that. And I often feel like that because it can be really, really busy and it can be really, really great. And then all of a sudden it can just be like nothing. And you've got to think of something, you've got to do something, and you've forever got to be active. And it's because I'm doing it by myself. I'm forever thinking about 3 months ahead, always.
Well, for me, it's songwriting because I'm always thinking I have to come up with the next song.
Uh-huh.
So that's always a bit of a insecurity, and then always I got to write another one, and I got to write another, and it got to be better than the next one.
Yeah.
Because they're all, you know, my producer they'll be saying, "Well, what do we got? Let's go. What do we got?"
About the album, what's the storyline behind the album?
The album is called 231 Kensington Road. I was the address I grew up on as a kid.
Oh,
So I thought since my life sort of began there, I learned to play the guitar there, I learned music. I thought that was the right title.
I'll leave the link in the description below. And how could the listeners find out more about you, connect, listen to your music, possibly collaborate even and buy your stuff? How could they
I want to tell you, I had a wonderful collaboration with a just recently a guy by the name of James Fauntleroy, who wrote many songs, but in particular, he's written the song "Die with a Smile" with Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, and he co-wrote a song with me just recently.
Oh, wow.
So that was a pretty big, you know, wow. I mean, he's a tremendous songwriter. I'm honored that he would do it with me.
Yeah. Awesome.
So everybody can find me on Spotify. I'm on every platform, and you know, I'm grateful if people reach out. It would be nice.
Absolutely. Well, I'll leave all the links in the description below. Thank you ever so much. It's been a pleasure. I don't do these so long podcasts. Keep the audience, on their toes. And
Sure. Yeah. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
It's been a real pleasure, and good luck with everything. And
you too, by the way.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you.